Good evening, all. I'm Epstein of Linn and Associates with your weekend videos. This is going to be your metals market video, and this is for Sunday evening, and we're now at August 1st, 2021, and the time 6:20 p.m. Central Time. So you can see the stock market up again tonight. Part of this, I think, has to do with the fact that, number one, we're getting a better understanding of the Delta variant of COVID. It's very serious, very bad if you're not vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you can become a carrier, but you typically don't end up in a hospital and you don't end up very sick. Problem is you can become, just like chickenpox, they're saying, an extremely important carrier of it. Who knew that? When we look at the metal markets, gold backing off a little along with silver. The dollar down a fraction is foreign currencies are up to start the night off. We're backing off in the energies to a degree. Bonds and notes continue with the softness in them. Now remember, in this weekend edition, I'm going to first look at a monthly chart, then I'm going to go right to weekly charts on everything. We have a pattern of lower highs, lower lows. That is bearish on the monthly chart. The market, though, is closing and staying over most of the time here this 18-month moving average of closes, and when it closes under it, it doesn't go anywhere. Sort of stuck at that number. When we look at a weekly area chart of just closes, you're back and just sitting on that 18-week average. You're under it tonight by a little bit. You're trading at 1812.60, and 1814.60 is the 18-week average, so the bias is down. When you take a look at a bar chart of just the weekly high-low closes, you can see where the market's at with that. The trend is up on this. You have a pattern on the swing line of higher lows and higher highs. Where I went to school, that's an uptrend. The market is fighting a battle at, again, that 18-week average of closes, very similar to what you're seeing on the other charts, trying to figure out which way to go. If it gets under 1789.10, an objective might be 1735.20. It needs to pick up and away from this, and if it does that, then I start looking at where the Bollinger Bands are. The upper Bollinger Band's at 1905, so should the market pick up and start running, that is my objective there. If you take out 1789.10, the Bollinger Band is under the 100-week average of closes, so I still think the 1735.20 would be the number. But at this point right now, the trend is up, bias down, and momentum, which had been pointing down, is starting to flatten out. Important there. The gold-silver ratio, whenever this number's over the 18-week average of closes, it means that gold is stronger than silver. When it's underneath it, it means silver is stronger than gold. Why? In a perfect world, you're loading up your bars of silver, and the higher the number, the more bars you need to get an ounce of gold. The lower, the less bars you need. It's that simple. When you look at silver, it looks nothing like the gold chart. It's in a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, but it is oversold. So I don't think it's attracting new selling in the market at all. The downside target hasn't been hit. It might be, and that number is 24.58. Let's round it there. The copper market, I think people are understanding, more and more people, I've known this, that in order to get this electronic revolution going with cars, trucks, and so on, copper's not going away. It's used in all of this, everything there, and a lot of it. And you're getting a situation where the demand for copper is creating a deficit supply situation. In other words, the supply isn't meeting the demand right now. You're in a long-term uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. I would expect support to come in at 441.70. I think I'd rather, as an advisor to my clients, look at that and say, well, I think maybe you're better off on the daily chart, because that's a big risk if you're wrong, of 23 cents. 23 cents at each cent, $250 a cent, a lot of money as far as I'm concerned, but it's nice to look at the weekly chart to see the trend is up. Platinum trend is down. Lower highs, lower lows, but oversold. You're nearing, again, that major support combination, actually, of the lower Bollinger Band and the 100-week moving average of closes. In order to get this market friendly, it's got to get back and close over 1143.50. Here, too, I don't think you're going to attract new selling because you're so oversold. In the dollar index, I don't see a trend. I see a market that got itself, and it had an uptrend going, and that ended now. And it ended when the market got under this low right here. So it's a market void of trend, the bias is up, momentum is correcting an overbought condition. Excuse me there. So you put it all together, you try to come up with a game plan, and in the dollar, it's gone back to neutral. Interestingly, I saw the Commitment of Traders report come out Friday, and we have one of the largest net long positions we've had in the dollar index in a long time. It's starting to get crowded. I'm not seeing the trend going with those people. I'm seeing the bias, but not the trend, and on the daily charts, the trend is down. So if this market accelerates, those that are net long start dumping, and that adds fuel to the fire. We'll see what goes there. I'm going to hold my live webinar for you, and that will be held this coming Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. I'll open up the gates to it at 12:15. I'll want your questions. You can write them to me at Epstein@Linn, that's Linn, LLC.com. That helps me get them set up, all the charts, and we whip through everything. Remember, I don't record this for the public. In other words, you're not going to see it on my website even if you're a subscriber of mine. You either attend or you miss it. It'll be this Wednesday. I hope you attend. Invites will go out on Monday morning. I don't want to crowd your weekend email, but they'll come out then, but I want you to be aware of that. With that, I'm Epstein. Good trading to you. See you tomorrow.